Thank you for joining us. This is Lydia from Nansi Tea Blends. I have a couple of things I want to discuss with you regarding kettles. Some people might wonder, can I use the kettle I have? You don't have to go out of your way to get a kettle. This is a good kettle just to boil water. You could either use this to pour water here, boil it, and when it comes to a full boil, it makes a sound out of here. You bring it out and you use it. So this is the kettle to put on the stove. I have another kettle to put on the stove, but this is actually a very good kettle. I try not to use it on the stove, but it's okay, you could use it on the stove. But what I like about this, because it has its own strainer, so I don't have to worry about having another strainer. So I'll just boil my water here and let it brew, okay? Then I have another one in the same family, something a little smaller. This for like a cup and a half. Again, it has a strainer. So you could put your tea here, let it steep for about 5 minutes, depending on how long you want. If you want it stronger, you could let it steep for 7 minutes. This could take like a tablespoon. Okay? Now, for the kettles that I don't put on the stove is one of these. This is my favorite. I know you're supposed to put on the stove, but I don't. So I use this one to boil water. When the water comes to a boil, I just open this up and I put my herbs in here or whatever tea I'm working with. And I boil the water over here and let it steep. This is like about 2.5 cups. So it's like a tablespoon and a half of coarse tea. I brew for about 5 to 7 minutes. When it's brewed, then I could pour it over a cup. Okay? I have another pot. This is what I call a pot. Not a tea kettle, but these are pots. These pots are the ones that I bring on my table to serve the tea. I could use one of these. I could use one of these. I could use one of these. Or I could use one of these. They all serve the same purpose, depending on how many guests you have, how many people are going to drink a tea. This could take a cup and a half. This could take 3 cups, 3 cups, 2.5 cups in here. Okay? Now, I'll tell you something about these 2 cups, why I like them a lot. I like these a lot because this cup, it was given to me in 2006 when I was working with a gentleman who I used to drink tea a lot, so he gave me one of these, and it has lasted with this strainer after all these years. I like this a lot. This is about 2.5 cups. After it brews for about 5 to 10 minutes to 7 minutes, then I could pour it into my cup. So I like these because they already had strainers. I don't have to go ahead and buy more strainers. So this is what this is. I have another one that's also a good favorite of mine. My son bought this for me. And it has a strainer. And I love its strainer because I use the strainer for all my other teapots that don't have strainers. So this is a good way to strain my tea. This again, you can let it brew, close this up. When it's done, in 5 to 7 minutes, then I could have it into my cup. Now, I do have certain teapots without strainers. So what do I do? All right. This is what I do. I borrow from my cup. You could have 1 strainer in the house, no problem. I use this one all the time and I put this on and let it brew. When it's done, I take this off, take this out and put it away, and I put this on, and I serve my tea. The same goes to this one. This one doesn't have a strainer, so I've been using this one for a long time. Again, so you learn how to work with what you have. You don't have to go ahead and buy all this other stuff that you don't need. And you have, if you have a good strainer, like I could use this for all my serving teapots. This is a really favorite part to your mind. This is 3 cups, and that's why I like this a lot. But again, nobody would tell. After I finish straining it out, boom, now I will serve my tea. So yeah, so this is what we've been talking about strainers, teapots, kettles, and all the rest. And I hope you guys are learning something. This is really going to be very good when it comes to the type of tea that I have, Nansi Tea Blends, because Nansi Tea Blends are coarse tea. And you want to make sure these are thin, they're small holes, not big ones. And that's the good thing about it. And I like this because it sits in a cup. So we'll get into it on another video. But right now, this is to introduce you to the equipment that I use to make the tea. Thank you so much for coming in. These are pots, the teapots for the table. These are the kettles for the stove, or if you have electric. Okay, and this is the mother of all of them. This is the one that I use to pour tea in all this, because it's what I use. And because we drink a lot of tea and I do a lot of demos, I like to have all my equipment handy so I don't have to worry about coming, go and get it. But of all the pots I have, this is my recent one. This is awesome, because I could actually see my tea brewing. Okay, so yeah, so tune in next time. So I'll give you some tips on how to boil water, how to brew tea, and what type of tea for what occasion. We'll get into it another time. So thank you so much for tuning in, and have a good day. Lydia, Nansi Tea Blends. Bye-bye.